Hello there everyone, my name is Nashqualo and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now guys and girls, in this video we're gonna talk about Solana. Is Solana about to boom? And yes, if yes, what are gonna be the price targets and what's going on with Solana in general? Is it really a good buy right now? Am I holding Solana and what are my price targets? There are two price models that I've developed for Solana in a more of a long-term perspective. So as an investment, like how much, in my personal opinion, can Solana reach in terms of the price in the coming months and years, and whether, you know, we should be hopeful for Solana or not. And we're gonna break it apart in, I'll try to do it in less than 10 minutes, but I don't promise. So anyway, if you're brand new to the channel and if you want to learn about Solana and whether you should be holding it and what are all the worst case scenarios and best case scenarios, and with all the explanations as to why and what's going on with Solana, then you know what to do. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also go down below and hit that like button. Very much appreciated. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into it, because we have some important technicals that we need to cover and to understand, and then we can base some kinds of predictions based on some of the technicals. But I think that more important, obviously, in this kind of an instance is going to be the fundamentals and the news and what's going on and what the world is saying about Solana currently. So let's first dive into this stuff. And before we do, remember guys and girls, if you want to be trading actively yourself over on BitGet, which I am, and I still have a very interesting trade open here over on BitGet, then go down below into the description of this video or into the pinned comment, and you will find up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses, cash back on trading fees credited to your spot account, and if you deposit more than $500, you'll get my free my crypto course for free, the paid one, and all of these insane bonuses. And you will also find a link to Bybit with $4,100 in initial deposit bonuses, and also a link to Binance and OKX with a bunch of bonuses as well. So use those links, and let's just jump into the fundamentals of the current situation with Solana. So very interesting one is going to be that the billionaire Sam Bankman, the CEO of FTX, thinks that Solana is actually the most underrated token, and together with all the hiccups and all. So basically what he means by the hiccups and all is all the outages that Solana has been having, and you know, it's been getting a lot of bad press when it comes to these, you know, outages. So it's been a lot of bad time for Solana, unfortunately. That's why we've seen such a drastic decline from 200 something dollars, 260, all the way down to at the lowest $226. But he also says that it makes it the most underrated token at this point, and this is what we're gonna discover in this video, guys and girls. So let's move on to the next one, and we have to, let's evaluate, you know, the pros and cons of Solana for us to be able to understand what kind of price prediction models we can actually use for Solana. And there are going to be two, and those are going to be covered at the end of the video. So Solana itself is one of the fastest blockchains, as it says here, second fastest after BitGet chain. So basically the transaction speeds are insane, somewhere from 50,000 to 65,000 transactions per second. And I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And what they're using is the proof of history and also POS and proof of stake at the same time, both consensus mechanisms. So Solana is quite special in this sense, and it literally is one of the fastest blockchains in the crypto space. So this is a very huge benefit of Solana, and it's going to be very important for us. So remember this point. We're going to get to it in just a second. And let's move on to this part right here, which is also very, very important, and that is that Solana is literally one of the biggest for NFT space. So even though Ethereum is still leading in terms of NFTs, but Solana still is like third biggest one. So we also have to remember this. And when it comes to, you know, the drop in the price of Solana, the actual ecosystem and the developments and everything is actually growing as well. So this is the same as I've actually said about Cardano. So if you haven't seen my Cardano video with all the predictions, I'm gonna link it up here, a very important video. And by the way, guys and girls, right now we're gonna talk about some bigger price models and bigger predictions. But if you want to be trading together with us, because we're taking some smaller trades as well, and all of those you can find in my free Discord channel with precise entry points, stop losses, take profits, and explanations as to why we're taking something, and our community is making like really, really, really good money. 50%, 101%, 16%, 39%, 22%, 47%, etc. So if you want to join my free Discord with my VIP signals, Crawlo signals, one of the best Discords out there in the world, then go down into the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment. You'll find a link to my free Discord channel and join us right now. A huge community, and it's just insane. So see you there. So back to Solana, and here we can see that, okay, it's the fastest, it's one of the fastest blockchains. It's very big in NFTs, but what are going to be the drawbacks? So basically the drawbacks is that, for example, number one, that it has a lot of downtime, a lot of outages. That's number one. And number two, that it's not really decentralized. So it's quite centralized. So we have to actually admit it. And when it comes to the outages, and this is also something that Sam Bankman has mentioned, so the outages really, I mean, they come from the fact that Solana network itself is really cheap to use. So because of such low transaction fees, it enables the bots to actually create a bunch of spam transactions and clog up the network. And Solana knows about this and they're working on it, but sadly they haven't posted yet any meaningful framework and any kind of a roadmap and any kind of timeline as to when that's going to be fixed. So when it comes to the pricing models and all the price predictions that we can make, we have to look at the market cap and where it's standing and what is even theoretically possible. So there have been some crazy people who have said that Solana has done like 22,000% gain recently, in the recent basically bull market right here from $1 to $280, and it's done 22,000%, and that is gonna do it again. But in my personal humble opinion, it's just impossible. And it's going to put Solana at about $4,000 per coin, per token. And for me, it's just impossible. So when we are analyzing as to what we can expect, we're going to use two very simple pricing models. Number one being, if Solana stays in the same competition area in terms of the market cap, it's going to give us one target. And then for the second pricing model, we're going to take this instance. Solana is one of the leading contenders in the smart contract blockchain space, and they are likely to be one of the chief beneficiaries if the Ethereum upgrades fail to deliver lower transaction fees. So this is huge. We already know that Solana is cheap to use. It's mega fast. So Ethereum is still, they did the merge, and then they have this purge, merge, splurge, whatever, a bunch of stuff to come. And if it's going to fail, then Solana is going to claim a lot of the market cap from Ethereum. That's for sure, because initially it could have been named as Ethereum killer, which it's not yet. But if Ethereum fails, it might become one. So therefore, we need to consider two pricing models: if Ethereum fails and if it doesn't fail. So for that, let's go to the chart and first take a look at the worst case scenario. So worst case scenario right now, if we're going to go to the daily chart in the price action, we're going to see this beautiful squeezing that is actually finally at some point has to break. And usually, again, remember that Solana is not going to go to all-time high suddenly until Fed pivots, until we see a recession and Fed pivots, or until the quantitative easing is going to start again. No high risk asset is going to suddenly rally. Just keep that in mind. Therefore, we're going to see all the price targets and all the timelines as to when I think is going to happen. In this instance, currently, I'm seeing nothing than potential for more downside, just because of the overall market sentiment and us being going into a recession. So that if we're going to be breaking this formation right here, then the only target that we can really expect is going to be somewhere beyond even my worst case scenario, which my worst case scenario still stands at about $20 to $23. And the reason is very simple, because we have very big, let me click auto, because we have very big important order blocks standing right here in this vicinity. So that's why I'm thinking that the worst case scenario is going to be about $20 for it. But certainly if we're going to be, very technical and believing in the price targets of certain technicals like this flag formation, then we could actually go and grab some liquidity even lower, and something as crazy as $15 per one Solana. But I think if we're going to go to something like $15, we're not going to spend too much time there for sure. So as for me, I'm holding a lot of Solana and I'm buying Solana just because of all the things that I've already mentioned in this video. But certainly it's not the only thing I'm holding, but I'm holding like more than 20 tokens at this point. But if it's going to go lower to like something like $15, I'm going to be buying like crazy. Now let's talk about upside targets. And for this, we need a bigger chart. We need to go to auto, then remove auto, and here talk about when we're going to potentially see the beginning of the next bull market, the beginning of the next upside. And I think that even if we're going to go down, we're going to finally enter some kind of consolidation period somewhere in this vicinity at the end of 2022 and deep into 2023 before we finally start seeing maybe quantitative easing from the Fed and finally, some kind of initial relief rally, like real big relief rally in the markets. And that's going to coincide really well with this line right here, which is going to be the Bitcoin halving. So also is going to be a huge catalyst event for Solana, really any top altcoin to rally together with the whole cryptocurrency market. So I think that the rally itself is going to start anywhere from August 23 into probably the first quarter of 2024. This is going to be the vicinity when we're going to start seeing some really serious pumps. And besides that, when it comes to the actual upside targets, here is going to be the two pricing models. And I think that we're going to be reaching those targets anywhere starting with the third quarter, fourth quarter of 2024, so the end of 2024, or at the latest first quarter of 2026. So this is going to be the time window I'm giving Solana to actually max out for the next cycle. Now, when it comes to the prices and the price targets, so we have two options. We have option number one, and then we have the option number two, which is the red one. The red is the option number two. So option number one is if Ethereum succeeds and all the stuff that they're doing and have planned in terms of rollups and sharding and scaling of Ethereum ecosystem and network, if everything goes well, then I think that it would put Solana in terms of their scalability, in terms of the price. I think we're going to go anywhere from the market cap of 150 billion. There it is. So right now it's at about 11 billion. So it could go to something like 150 to 225 billion dollars in terms of my humble pricing model and price prediction. So it's going to put Solana in between $400 and $615 at the top of the next bull market. However, if this comes to fruition and if Ethereum fails, and we're going to see a lot of capital flowing from Ethereum and into Solana, and is going to become the biggest beneficiary of the failure of Ethereum, then the second pricing model, which is the red one, would come in very, very handy. So that's why you have to pay attention to these events in terms of what's happening with Ethereum. And I think that this is going to give Solana at least a potential of 25 to 45x and put its market cap in between 300 to 500 billion dollars at the peak of the next bull market, which is going to put the price of Solana in between $800 and $1,400, which I know it's very optimistic, but understanding everything that I've just said, it's more than possible. So therefore, these are the two pricing models, and let me know down in the comments if you believe in these pricing models and what is your price target for Solana in the next few years. Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to link my free course on crypto that I've done right here. Check it out. You're going to learn a lot. And as always, stay smart, stay rich, peace and love. Tom Scrollo. Share this video. There's a share button down below here on YouTube. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.